Hello. This is a pretty well unprepared conversation. I've just got some notes here in my notebook that I wrote as I was having a conversation with somebody else about this topic. When things pop up multiple times, I know I'm supposed to do a live or educational talk on it because it's a societal problem. It's a common issue. Now, most alpha males are completely withheld and taught to refrain from their alpha state, to the point where most men who are factually alphas do not ever extend this power outwardly by the time they're in their adult years. And so we have a bunch of true alphas that operate in society that don't ever claim their role, and we have a whole bunch of, forgive me, little bitches who aggressively take the alpha state of the men who would be in their alpha state. If you're an alpha man who has been kept from your power, you will resonate with what I'm saying. You will understand what I mean, and you'll know about the men who have taken your spot in society. So what I'm going to be discussing is not only how to get back into your alpha state as a man and actually operate out of masculine power, but I also will be extending advice on how to get a female into their feminine energy, both of which are cohesive and both of which assist each other in the long run. So, females need security to bloom, to blossom into their feminine energy. They need to feel safe to do so. And most women will spend their lives never actually accessing their true feminine energy. This is because the man of the house, the male energy, the masculinity is attacked first. And again, this is to really keep those women from their feminine energy, because feminine energy is creative and changing. So what do we do? Okay, so feminine security comes from boundaries. It comes from looks, mind, physical, house, money, support, anything obviously that creates security, a sense of relaxation, a sense of this is catered for, this is fine, I feel safe. For a lot of women, this begins with looks. Because in the dating circle, unfortunately, we are taught to choose people based on appearance first, which those of us who are intelligent don't, but this is a largely societal thing. So a woman is first looking for a man to create security in how she looks. Oftentimes, again, not every time, the more intelligent the woman, the more likely she's going to want to feel secure intellectually or physically or otherwise. But let's just go with the status quo here for the sake of it. Now, if you don't make her feel secure in her looks and that she is attractive, or that she gets a response from you, or vice versa, she will be less attracted to you. Now, this isn't great for you because you want to be in an alpha state where you can see that you have a masculine effect on this woman. So right off the bat, if a man does not be sincere or open in their attraction to the female, she will actually withdraw. And she may not actually physically withdraw, but she will withdraw into her masculine energy to keep her safe. Then also we've got all the other attributes intellectually. If you don't give boundaries to a woman, if you don't say no, if you don't say, I don't like that you're messaging other guys, I don't like that you're on that app, I'm not happy with this. If you aren't secure enough in of yourself that you can say no to the woman, like, I don't want you anymore because this makes me feel unsafe, or this is just something that is factually against my values, you will go into a feminine, submissive state with her. And now she takes the masculine role, and this gets extremely toxic very fast and makes you feel completely disempowered. Like, you have absolutely no power over this woman whatsoever. She's calling all the shots. She decides everything, and you're at her beck and call in every whim. And this is, again, quite common in society because the alpha state being taken from the man is society's number one goal. So we've got boundaries need to happen. The I'm not going to participate with you. I'm not going to enter a relationship with you. I'm not going to offer you things as a man if you do X, Y, Z type things. And women will intentionally test those boundaries, okay, as well. So you might have said, I don't like X, Y, Z. And then you find literally that same week, the woman frickin' does it. It's like you just said, right? You're thinking as a guy, what the fuck, this woman's toxic. Actually, all women do this. So if you're like, every woman's toxic, it's because all women do the same things, but men are not taught about feminine energy. The woman has heard from you that you have created this boundary, that you do not like this thing, but she needs to like actually be safe and secure with you. How's she going to know that you actually stand behind your boundaries? She's going to have to test that. She's going to actually have to walk very close or literally at the line of that boundary that you created and just kind of poke at it and see, like, is he going to actually stop talking to me? Is he like a real dude? Has he really got this? And a lot of men at that point either lose their cool, get highly emotionally strung with the situation, and obviously get mad. You know, did you intentionally do this or whatever? Women in their feminine energy will literally, I'll employ this as this, but will accidentally push these boundaries because it's a natural tendency to check the masculine strength and the masculine security there. So, obviously there's certain boundaries that you can't cross them, but what I'm saying is healthy women will get close. Healthy women will walk close just to see if you're going to go, hold up a second. No. I've said no and I meant no and don't even get any closer. And actually what you'll see is the woman will relax into a submission with you when you implement a boundary. You think the opposite. You say, I'm going to tell her no and she's going to leave or something. A lot of men are taught this, to not control a woman, to not possess a woman, to not claim her as well. She's her own person. This is all a load of shit. A male is absolutely the leader of the house in terms of security. Okay? Absolutely. Now, she won't leave you. In fact, she'll lean into you. She will trust you more. Now, if you're starting this, a year in or something, you've already got this established energy circle of things where she gets away with it. You've tried to implement the boundary. She just does it anyway. You don't leave. You don't actually assert the boundary properly. You go to do this. She's going to explode. That's how people behave when an energy gets completely flipped out of nowhere. People actually explode. So, obviously be tactical and be fair and reasonable about this if you're already in an established relationship, which is, mostly what I'm trying to, why else would you want to learn it, right? So be tactful. Now let's go into what masculine energy is. Masculine energy is very direct and active, okay? It's a giving energy. The man has an external penis that goes inside the woman. This is literally a physical outward 3D display of what's actually happening inside. A man, once he's invested, once he's put in enough of his own energy, would want to enter the woman to be able to experience that. Now, that's what that is an entering of her field, her world. But again, we're taught to minimize this. We're taught to make this pornographic as well. We're taught to script this. There's nothing primal about it, and we're going to get into primal sexuality along the line. But for now, what I want to establish within your mindset is that men are putting out in the 3D and women are receiving in the 3D. And so if you are not in a direct or active energy, you are being passive. If you are being passive, you are going into femininity yourself. This literally eradicates your alpha state. You want to be in your alpha state. You want to be the man. That's why you were born the man. And everything in society has tried to take away the fact that you are the man. And there may be pretenses upon which you base that you're not somehow. Maybe you believe you have to be at a physical strength. Maybe you believe you have to be at a physical financial level. Or there might be all these indicating factors that you have decided you are not an alpha until. But the truth is you were born an alpha. You were born in this active power state. the best place, the most important place to place your alpha masculine energy is with the woman that you are with or seeing. Because when you give a woman something, she makes more of it. Metaphorically, if you have sex with a woman, she'll make a baby. If you give a woman a house, she'll make a home, blah, 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 blah. This is a true spiritual, energetic, electric, factual thing that happens. If you are giving a woman true attraction, what actually happens is you do become truly attracted to her. This facilitates a very healthy relationship. She will then submit. She will then do whatever to please you because she feels good around you, and this creates a circuit. Okay, so what men are taught to do sexually is to convince a woman to have sex, that she holds all the sexual power and you basically wait until she says yes. Therefore, men never enter their masculine sexual energy. They wait. They wait and then they respond. Now, as you can hear, I'm sure, with what we've just discerned, this is a feminine energy. And therefore, there becomes a sexual disattraction. There becomes disdain. There becomes frustration with the woman. A lot of women just suffocate on this and keep it quiet and don't even understand themselves. And to be fair, most people in society don't even understand what I'm talking about here until it's really broken down and looked at properly. And so she will move into this disdain type energy, but she usually just shut up about it and carry on. But she's now operating from masculine energy, and honestly, that is just not that attractive, and it's definitely not primal, and it's definitely not electric, and it's definitely not natural. And this is where you find people go into their head, start remembering porn, start thinking of scenarios, start thinking of things that they should be doing or could be doing, or maybe I'll touch her like this, or maybe I'll do that like that, because it's all scripted. Nothing about it is primal or authentic, and it's because no one's in their primal or authentic energy. How do we do this? Well, we're certainly not going to convince her, okay? That's obviously passive. It's very not good. It's like you. Do you want to have sex? We should have sex. Well, I'll try to have sex. I'll try to touch her like this. I'll try to do this thing here. And then maybe she'll want to have sex with me. All very convincing. No, we entice. Alpha masculinity entices. It's like, obviously you're attractive. Obviously she's attracted to you, or she wouldn't be seeing you, right? You have to literally trust it in yourself that that's the truth. Right? And this is where logical discernment comes in. This is where boundary, this is where security comes in. Because if you first have the security, she will match. Again, the energy put into her, she will match. So if you feel secure that she's attracted to you and she likes you and all this, she will actually start to mirror this behavior, and you'll actually see her blossom and become very comfortable in how she looks and in how she appears and how she operates with you. So, in of that, it's like a lot of men have, say, never flexed in front of a woman before. They've never shown off their muscles. They've never tried to actually entice the woman through their alpha masculinity. And obviously those men who do are successful, but the men who do are not alpha men. They are usually the abusive type, arrogant, egoic, haven't actually done a lot in their lives, but will act like they have types who take the place of good men. And they take the good women from the good men because they have this expression of alpha masculinity, but they don't truly hold it. There's no real protectiveness. There's no real security. They're very flimsy. They're not very committed. So what the alpha male really has to actually come to terms with is if they don't become the alpha male that they were destined to be, the world actually becomes more toxic. So there's so many levels to this. I could talk about this for hours. I want to try and make this really short and sweet and able to be put into practice. Okay, so I'll try and keep it like that. Sun and moon are examples of masculine and feminine energy. So the sun beams itself down, right? It just literally, it's relentless, it's hot, it's charged, it's just go, go, go. That's masculine energy. If you are attracted to her, if you like her, if you want her to feel secure with you, if you want to see her blossom with you, you have to be active. You cannot be passive, or she's going to be more attracted to an active person. Secondly, is that will then reflect into her. And actually, as the moon gets charged by the sunlight, this is why it's cool at night. It's measurably cooler than the shade at night, the moon, because it's like glow in the dark. This is where the literal idea for glow in the dark comes from. You don't necessarily want to you don't necessarily, whatever. Now we're getting all sciencey on it. But the point is, she'll take in the energy and she will mirror it back. You do not want to give a woman energy that you do not want back, because she's going to mirror it back. This is where you find men who are on their phones a lot and they're talking to other women and they're doing this and that. You end up getting a woman who is very angry, very dissatisfied with you, very insecure, and you end up creating a toxic, unhappy relationship. Why? Because you're not actually happy with her. You're not actually happy with her, and therefore you're messaging other people, you're trying to fill gaps, you're not actually resolving issues, and this is where boundary comes in. This is what I was forgetting. This is the most important part. If you do not tell her what you don't like, you are fucked. She's fucked, the whole relationship's fucked, and you're basically destined to fail. And you won't be as attractive. This is where you get husbands who are secretly watching porn, and the women look awful. They look draggy, they're dredgy, they're wearing baggy clothes, they're not taking care of their body, they're not looking after themselves at all, they're not attractive at all, and it's because actually, I'm sorry, but it's true, it's because of a failure of the man to assert boundaries. He has just gone, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Never said a fucking damn bad thing, basically, the whole time. And she does not trust him, and then also, why bother? Why bother? She doesn't even know the difference no more. Good looking or bad looking, I don't even know. Sometimes I feel like I look bad, and then he tells me I look beautiful anyway, so I have no idea, and they just give up. What's the point? There's no boundary. You don't even care to establish one. Men who go, actually, I don't like this. This looks bad. I don't like that. You look like shit. What are you wearing? That looks horrible. Go get changed. Actually, you know what? I really like... And then positive reinforcement, positive feedback. I really don't like how you look right now. That looks horrible. You know, Sally, let's call her Sally. It's like, I want you to go wear XYZ. I think you look amazing in that. What you find is you facilitate a relationship. You facilitate an attraction between you and the female that she can actually rely on and trust. And you're actually going to find the woman becomes more attractive. She will go, oh, he doesn't like that, but he does like that. And she will actually, with that, be led to actually please you even more. But most men shut up and just like literally, oh, you just look beautiful 24/7. And it's the worst thing you can do for your relationship. And it's exactly why women give up looking good, because there's no boundary and no reinforced validation. You want to be attracted to your partner. You want to be attracted to your woman, and you should want your woman to be as attractive as possible. Because if you're in an alpha mentality, if you are in your true masculine energy, you want your woman to be the pick of the crop. You want your woman to be the best woman out of everybody. And therefore, you want to invest this clear boundary in place, and that you want her to look good and actually require her to look good, because she represents you and your masculine energy, and you're not putting masculine energy into her that makes her look like shit. So how dare she sort of undermine your quality, okay? Masculine men know that they are quality and therefore require the woman to emulate this in of themselves as well. So putting a truthful and honest boundary in place of, I don't like that. I don't like how your hair is. I don't like your haircut. I don't like the color. I don't like the shirt. Whatever the hell it is, being honest is super beneficial for you and her. Super beneficial. Right. So, yes. Oh, also to take this to another level, once you get really into the groove of the masculine energy, because obviously there's a lot I've just put down there, and there's probably a whole lot that even the most masculine man could improve on, and again, you're going to actually lead her into her feminine energy by doing this. So she doesn't even necessarily have to do anything. This is how much power you have as a man, is that by moving more into your masculine energy, she automatically reflects feminine energy back. She becomes cuter, she becomes sexier, she becomes more fun, she'll smile a lot more, she'll actually start to seduce you, because you've created these boundaries in this safe place where she can actually behave that way. She knows when she's wearing that she looks good, and therefore when she's wearing that she feels safe to seduce you and safe to operate with you in a more sexual way. And a thing you can do is preemptive, predictive feedback, which is basically like, say you're about to have sex with a woman and you can tell she's in her head, but you ignore it. You now create a really shitty sexual experience for yourself because you ignored it. The universe will offer you the ability to put energy in. It will actually line things up so that you can invest energy, so that you can receive the reward for doing so. But most men go, I don't want to put the effort in, blah, blah, blah. They don't even know that there's a reward, and therefore they skip every freaking reward. So, a predictive thinking thing would be you're lying down with her, you're about to, this is not all sexual, okay? Obviously, I'm just applying this to sex because it's going to imprint in your brain a little bit better. But this applies to everything, and obviously you want to build other areas with the same masculine energy so that it facilitates a better relationship as a whole. But you're about to lie down with her or something, you could tell she's in her head. She changed. She was like totally free, she's smiling, she's touchy, and then, you can tell she just totally went in her head. Address the problem. If you can predict what it is, she's looking at her outfit or something all of a sudden and she's distracted. You can clearly see she's not sure how she looks. You can now validate that. Oh, you look great. Like, I know it's a little bit weird around the side there or something, but I'm not even paying attention to that. So you validate where she's looking and what has brought attention to her mind. If you can figure it out, otherwise you ask, but you never ignore it. Because what you get to do is you get to actually alleviate that issue forevermore. Boom. Burn to the ground, done, and now you get this primal, authentic, charged, excitable, feminine, secure, awesome sexual femininity coming at you versus fear, distraught, anxiety, distraction, that kind of energy. That's not going to do nothing for you. So you want to address these issues, these thoughts, these feelings when they come up. And the creator of the universe made it super easy to notice. You can tell a woman wears her emotions, a woman wears her thoughts. Now, if you address these things, if you go into your leading masculine alpha state and actually address these things, bring attention to them and then alleviate them, be honest. Not going, oh, no, you look perfect. Don't think like that. She's going to go, well, no, I don't, because I'm literally looking at this part of me right now that doesn't look perfect. That's what distracted her, right? Like, so it's like, oh, you're trying to look perfect. You're thinking you need to be looking perfect all the time. I don't see it like that. I see you as a whole, and as a whole, you look amazing. That's how I'm looking at you, as a whole. I'm not circling in on that one little part you are. But see, look over here, look at this part, look at how that moves, look at how that looks or whatever. And you start to validate or bring more security back into the situation. You probably already get what I mean, I would say. But basically, the thinking of the woman is there so that the man can take the thinking. The man can hold that energy so that she doesn't have to. And it creates trust, it creates a security feedback loop, which makes her submissive to you, which is so ideal. She'll want to make you happy, she'll look how you want, she'll dress how you want, she'll be a reflection of you. That is freaking awesome. That is exactly what you want as a man. You want a woman who wants to please you. That is awesome. That couldn't get any better than that. You tell her to go buy that or wear that or, whatever, and she's willing to make you happy without compromising on her own boundaries and morals, of course. That is a super awesome place to be in as a man. But most men are taught not to go there, or that it's rude to go there, or especially being assertive or direct in their masculine power is going to get them in trouble. But women do respond to males being attracted to them, obviously, and males, and obviously this active energy of like, that you have a sexual power over her too, that you can actually entice her. Right, that she's attracted to you. So a lot of men maybe like you've got the insecurity issues and they actually are expressing within her because you haven't dealt with your own insecurities, which maybe, for instance, a lot of men I've spoken to are worried about their stomachs. And if their stomach's flat, that's when they're confident. If they don't have a flat stomach, they're not confident. That's literally a lot of what men base their attractive qualities on. And I will just straight up be honest that I've been more attracted to men with a belly than not. Because there's this, forgive me for going there, but, let's be honest, we are looking for people who emulate or relate to things that we've grown up with, that we've been taught to be attracted to, that are part of programming, our mental programming or whatever. So obviously we grow up and our parents are attracted to our mother or father or whatever, And so as a woman, I'm absolutely still attracted to a man that has a belly. In fact, sometimes more attracted to him because it makes me feel like he's a protector, that he's a secure option. But that's not to say that a flat stomach man isn't attractive either. But what I'm saying is what you're basing your attractiveness on is often wrong. It's actually how the woman feels with you is whether you're attractive or not. It's nothing to do with how you look. There are so many women who are attracted to Adam Sandler. Honestly, he's not factually on paper attractive. But they're attracted to him because of how they make her feel. He's going to call it true. He's going to be honest. He's going to make people laugh, right? And he's going to create the security in women. It's about the security. It's about how she feels as to whether she submits to you or not. Now, you have all that power. Obviously, when you're in your masculine, you have all this power in terms of leading and in terms of getting her to operate out of her femininity. If you can get her into her femininity, she will feed back to you your masculinity and your power, and it becomes the circle. Her power is in femininity and yours is in masculinity, and if you give her masculine, she'll give you feminine, masculine, feminine, and it becomes this beautiful circled loop, which, where did that go? Oh, please, it would just be way too handy if it was sitting right there. Oh my gosh, I actually found it. It's this. This is what this symbol is. The male and the female dancing, okay, cohesively, creates one rod. This is what this symbol means. This is called the caduceus. But this is what it represents. And this is on the medical industry, but they'll only have one snake. But what this means is when a woman and a man really truly do dance together spiritually with each other in this proper feedback loop of masculine, feminine, they create divinity. This is why there's angel wings and one singular rod. They become one indestructible unit, and it creates a divine electrical charge that changes people. So be assertive in your masculine. Be assertive with yourself. Be secure in yourself. Operate from that almost sexual masculine power of providing, of giving boundaries. Because providing is that. You're providing boundaries. You're providing a box. You're providing a safe place for her to be able to exist in her femininity. And that's with you. And you are going to succeed. You are going to be the best, most awesomest alpha male to every woman on earth if you can understand what I have. I've literally given a key into the door to create actually the best woman imaginable through this knowledge. And obviously you become the best man that you can possibly be through doing this too, because you're going to get a woman who gives back to you what you actually need because you're giving it to her, and she's going to amplify that. Anyway, if you've got any questions, like say you've got an actual scenario and you don't really know exactly how to apply this, or you're thinking of things, you were like, while you're watching this, you're thinking of like different situations and you're just not sure how that would roll or whatever. If you want to tell me something or even describe a situation where you did use your masculine power and what happened, feel free, leave it in the comments. Hopefully that helped somebody and changed their energy. Hopefully, maybe even permanently would be awesome, because I want to see a world full of alpha masculine men who really know their true divine power and aren't throttled and aren't questioning their worth or aren't listening themselves. Yeah, hope you guys have a good day and enjoyed the content.